And
Yeah.
that arc is just so important, bro. I get it. It's not as popular as the Dark Tournament. Those characters, those villains aren't as popular as the Tagoro. But that whole arc is important to the team and the story of the four guys that go on to become powerful together. It shows them as a unit. A dysfunctional team becomes a unit, and I think that's one of the most important aspects of the show.
You also get to see Yusuke's first action after the training with Genkai. So you get to see what all Yusuke has on display, all the tricks he learned, how to use his spirit energy. Remember, when he first went to Genkai's compound or tournament or whatever, he didn't have that good of an understanding of his spirit energy. And then fast forward 6 months later, or 6 months in the future, after going through Genkai's training, now he has a better mastery and understanding of spirit energy. He has a better master and understanding of how to use different techniques, like this, a bigger spirit gun, using the shotgun for the first time in order to, fight different enemies. The thing that kind of kills me is that the way that EA gets the Jagan, like he cuts himself with the sword, he cuts him in the forehead with a sword in order to get the Jagan eye. That's not how it's done in the anime. But that kind of pissed me off. I was like, bro, what the? That's trash. Why? They could have done something better in order to make it a little bit more epic. But the fact that he gave himself the Jagan eye, I don't know. That felt kind of weak to me.
That, and we'll get to the. You seen the spirit orb part yet?
Yes.
we'll get to that later.
Oh my god,
bro! I get exactly what the hell you're saying, but but at the same time, I understand why they had to do it this way.
Yeah, you're right.
They got 5 episodes to get approved for season 2, bro. So they had to get this stuff in, man. They had to do it. So
you're right.
Because I remember like last year when we were talking about it, it's like, or earlier this year, really. Like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna focus on the Four Saint Beast arc? How are they gonna do this? Dude, they just fucking
And I remember I was telling you, they had the press conference. They brought them all the characters out on stage, the actors, and I noticed that they had Tagoro, they had younger Tagoro and elder Tagoro, and I was like, they're gonna do all this in the first season? Like that's crazy. But and then obviously bunch of spoilers. But then when I saw that they had Karasu and Bui in the first couple episodes, I was like, wait a minute, like they're going this far forward? Like that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of insane.
That's why I'm like, if they do get approved for a season 2, what the fuck are they going? What are they going to do? Are they just going to do 5 episodes about Sensui? Is that what we're doing? Like,
God damn. Do you think they kind of set themselves up to go on the wrong path or what?
I don't know. Could be, dude. It's tough because, like I said at the beginning, I get why they did what they did, but it's kind of like they got to get creative. Basically, they got to get creative. I wish this could have got at least 8 episodes. I think it'd have been easier to kind of, because you could tell they didn't want it to drag on.
Yeah.
But so they also wanted to get everything in 5 episodes. I think they could have did either 8 episodes and try to fit this stuff in there, or just focus on. They wanted to grow in there because he's going to get people to watch. But I'm like, if they could have just focused on the Four Saint Beast arc, because that's basically what they did, except with these characters. They basically took characters from the Black Tournament and just put them in the Four Saint Beast arc. That's basically what they did, bro.
So let me ask you this: since you finished it, did they focus on the wrong characters in the beginning? Did they put the wrong characters in this 5 episode span, or should they have focused on different characters in order to make the story make sense?
I'm not going to say they focus on the wrong characters, because they had to do what they had to do to get people to watch and want more. But
yeah,
at the same time, they kind of shot themselves in the foot because are we just going to skip the chapter black if you do get a season 2? Because there's no way you're doing the black tournament. I'll tell you that right now. It's impossible. They're not doing the black.
There's no way. Oh
Dark
no.
tournament. There's no dark tournament's not happening, bro.
Oh god. So like what? So what I've watched so far, and what you're saying, they probably should have focused more on doing the Saint Beast and then probably ending it with introducing Toguro, because that's literally the first arc. That's literally the first. That's how the first season is supposed to be. It's supposed to be introducing Yusuke, introducing Kurama, introducing Botan, Kurama, EA, all those characters, and then at the very end, introducing Toguro to give you kind of like a story builder for what's going to happen in the next arc. Mm-hmm. That's why they show Yusuke training with Genkai. That's why they show Yusuke fighting the Saint Beast. That's why they show all that stuff to kind of like build a story as a foundation in order to give you more of a clear viewing and a better perspective of what you're going to get in the next arc. But the fact that they fused all these different storylines, brought in all these different characters at a weird time, it kind of, I don't know. It might have helped them. It might have kind of hurt them. Who knows?
Yeah, like I told you, like I texted you the other day, it didn't feel earned. It didn't feel earned. But like I said, and for those who like don't kill us, because I think we both enjoyed the show. Like I said, we both gave it an 8.
Yeah, it's good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I actually loved it. Like reflecting back on it, I think it was great. I think it
was good. Yeah,
they did what they had to do to. Maybe they did what they had to do to get people to want to enjoy the show and maybe come back, get new fans, and these new fans are probably going to go check out, the anime. But for the people who actually understood what was going on, it's like, man, I would have loved to end on a cliffhanger with Toguro,
Yeah.
And I think maybe they felt as if the characters from the Force A Beast arc maybe weren't good enough to have, or they feel like they wouldn't have gotten people to want more. But I'm like, even if those characters weren't as of big a deal in the anime, you always can make the characters better when you recreate the show.
They didn't have enough budget for the CGI for the Saint Beasts.
You think, because they did the who was the red dude with that came with Kurama? He looked pretty good to me.
Goki, actually they did a really good job. I mean, that's obviously for a TV show you're not going to have the biggest budget, but they actually did a good job.
And that's what I was telling my wife. I'm like, I understand probably why they skipped it. Having that big ass tiger, trying to make him CGI, but at the same time, it's like y'all did a good job with what y'all had. And like I said, and I don't want people to kill us in the comments, but I get why they did it. I just wish they focused on Yusuke getting his powers. I mean, Yusuke dying, becoming a spirit detective, and doing the whole thing with Genkai, and then using that. And because you know what else happened? Those guys bonded in the Force Saint Beast arc.
Yeah, bro, an unlikely team, a ragtag team that wasn't supposed to have nothing to do with each other, actually played off each other's strengths in order to beat a strong demon force that couldn't be thwarted by any other team. They literally did the impossible. And here's another thing too. I can, just like you're saying, I can understand why they took out certain parts. Just like for Genkai's tournament in the beginning when Yusuke initially met Genkai, I understood why they took that out. But the way they did the training with Genkai, and then I guess you want to get into it, how he earned the spirit orb. I was like, come on, man. Come on, bro. Like, what is this? What are we doing?
He didn't earn it. He didn't earn the spirit orb.
He really didn't.
What he had to go through to get the spirit orb in the anime, bro, it made you want to cry. Bro, I cried every time I watched that shit, bro. I still cry to this. I'm 30 years old. I still cry to this day watching that, bro. Like, damn, man, that's crazy. Like, you seeing what he had to go through to get it, and he earned it. So that made the fight against Toguro that much more better. You know, it made you enjoy it because you understand what this kid had to go through to get to where he is, and they completely lost that aspect in the live action. It doesn't feel earned. So people are like, "Damn, he just died a couple days ago. Now he's already defeating this guy. Like, this guy's supposed to be the big bad guy, and Yusuke literally just died and became the spirit protector. What, a week ago?" Hey,
that's true. And here's another thing too: the fact that before they all got on the boat and they all teamed up with the first time they all teamed up, which was a weird aspect, but I was thinking when Yusuke was fighting EA for round 2, I was like, damn, Yusuke really has that spirit orb, and he still can't beat you in the freaking this live action. I was like, bro, Yusuke would probably be whooping up on EA right now if this was the anime and him having the spirit orb.
and all the people on Reddit, shout out to my people on Reddit and the people in our YouTube comments, they all said, remember we had the debate, or we had made a video, when did Yusuke surpass EA? And as everyone said, after he got the spirit orb, he was undisputedly more powerful than EA. That's a universal understanding, bro. Like,
we got to go back and talk about that though, because man, I don't, because now we're gonna get off topic. We'd be on topic still talking about the show, but then we're gonna get off topic if we go back into that. Yeah, one day we'll go back and talk about that.
Yeah, we'll
round 2, part 2.
Yeah, we'll go back. But yeah, overall, like I said, like I enjoyed the show. I don't want people to kill us. For those of you who did enjoy the show, let us know why. But yeah, man, some of the stuff just didn't feel earned. That's my only complaint really throughout the entire show. It didn't feel earned. And I feel like the Toguro battle versus Yusuke should have been a cliffhanger for a season 2. If you guys you guys put everything you had into the Force AB's art, made those characters. If you didn't feel those characters were up to par, you could have made them up to par for the show. People do it all the time. They do it all the time in the MCU. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody knew who the fuck the Guardians of the Galaxy was before.
Bro. What they could have done is this. Like you said, put all the time into the 4 Saint Beasts, right? Mm-hmm. You don't even have to add that extra part where they fight when they fight in Tarukane's compound. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to put in that part, because then you could have just had Toguro coming in at the very end. Like, we end with the 4 Saint Beasts. Now we're going to talk about the Dark Tournament and what we have to do. Now you can add in Toguro. Mm-hmm. That's all you have to do. That's all you could have done. That's all you could have done.
And I think I honestly think, because new fans don't know what the hell is going on anyway, and I think traditional or the older fans who've been following this would have. I think we would enjoy the Force ABs if they put the effort into it. Like I said, no one knew who the Guardians of the Galaxy was, or most people didn't know until the movies came out. No one thought these characters would be who they turned out to be. And because what Marvel did, they put a lot into it. They put a lot into characters that you didn't really think would be top-notch characters. Remember, Iron Man was a B-list hero until Robert Downey Jr. took over. That's what people got to remember. Yeah. You can make these characters into something. Just because you didn't feel like up to par, they feel like you couldn't compare these characters to a Toguro. You couldn't compare this arc to the Dark Tournament. You could have made it that for the live action. You could have made the drama. You could have made it dramatic. You could have made these characters powerful. You could have upped the ante for these characters. You could have did that for the show, and then just left a cliffhanger, or left us like, oh shit, now we got to grow next. Now we rent for season 2. Now we're ready for season 2. It's going to get approved because fans are going to want it. But now,
where they messed up is they literally started the show with having the Kakai insects going into people's minds, making them all weird, making them all demon-like, making them, kind of like vicious and violent. They messed up by starting with that and then not having the Saint Beasts in the actual show. Because the thing is, the two are related. The two are part of the same plot. You can't have one without the other. So now you have a problem. You have a problem and not really a solution to it. And you can't create the solution to it. So now it's just going to be an open-ended question.
Yep, that's an excellent point. And the crazy thing is, it would have been perfect if it just, all right, you take episode 1 and 2, the insects coming and Yusuke dying, all that happens. Episode 2, obviously, just when you meet Hiei Kwan, you could have kept those two and just led into the same Beast arc. You could have kept those first 2 episodes. Nothing could take out the Tagoro stuff, take out the gambling stuff, take all that stuff out of it, and just lead it to the same Beast arc. You could have did it perfectly. It could have been perfect for it. But like I said, to everyone, we understand why they did it. Don't get us wrong. We get why they did it. But I think it would have been better if they just went to the Forest Saint Beast arc. Bro. That's just my opinion. I enjoy that arc because that arc is so important because that's where the team becomes a team, and we got an episode on this.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go check it out, we have an episode talking about it. That's where the team becomes the team. That's where Hiei. That's where Yusuke earns the respect of Hiei. That's where Kuwabara starts to earn the respect of Hiei. That's where you guys. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's where you find out Yusuke relies on the passion for his friends in order to become stronger. The fact that he's a protector, and the fact that he draws his power out of wanting to protect those who are close to him. That's when you learn that from the arc. Just like you're saying, EA. That's when you see EA, his first fight as a non-evil person. Because you got to remember, in the beginning of the anime, he's an evil, he's a bad guy. He's a thief, whatever. But then you see him fighting on the side of good and the ally of Yusuke. You know what I'm saying? And that, like you're saying, Yusuke gained EA's respect in that arc. And then you get to see Kurama fight. You get to see Kurama fight for the first time in that arc as well.
Yep. And the dynamic between Yusuke and Hiei that's where the dynamic kind of starts. Like Hiei starts to respect him because, like, man, this guy might be able. Because at that point, Hiei is still the most powerful character out of the 4. But he's like he's seeing the potential in Hiei. I mean, he's seeing the potential in Yusuke. He's even seen the potential in Kuwabara. That arc is just so important, bro. I get it. It's not as popular as the Dark Tournament. Those characters, those villains aren't as popular as the Tagoro. But that whole arc is important to the team and the story of the 4 guys that go on to become powerful together. It shows them as a unit. A dysfunctional team becomes a unit. And I think that's one of the most important aspects of the show.
Yeah. You also get to see Yusuke's first action after the training with Genkai. So you get to see what all Yusuke has on display, all the tricks he learned, how to use his spirit energy. Remember, when he first went to Genkai's compound or tournament or whatever, he didn't have that good of an understanding of his spirit energy. And then fast forward 6 months later, or 6 months in the future, after going through Genkai's training, now he has a better mastery and understanding of spirit energy. He has a better master understanding of how to use different techniques, like this, a bigger spirit gun, using the shotgun for the first time in order to, fight different enemies.